What's up, friends? Mike here from Mercado Airwaves. If you missed any one of our past interviews with amazing guests like future Hall of Famer and pound for pound best fighter in the world, UFC flyweight champion Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson,
It's another day at the office. I get to go out there and test my skill.
to award-winning producer, director, and actor Orlando Jones. Orlando, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, sir. I'm good, brother. How you doing?
And all the other interesting guests we've had on. Joining us today is director and writer David Ferrier.
Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate you having me on the show.
MMA legend Chael Sonnen joins us today.
Keep listening to your show. This is great. Thanks, my friend.
Just subscribe to us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. And while you're there, please like, review, and rate us, friends. It helps so much. We also have a Patreon for anyone who would like to support the show. Just visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves and see how you can get all of our interviews ad-free and before anyone else, and how you can get your business or company spotlighted on the show. Follow us on Twitter at mmercado2333. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. And if you would like to see what we're up to behind the scenes, follow us on Instagram, MikeMercado2333. Thanks for listening and all the support.
If you would like to support Mercado Airwaves, visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Find us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. Keep up to date with the show on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. You can follow Alex on Twitter at Mercado21Alex. Follow Mike on Twitter at mmercado2333 and on Instagram, Mike Mercado2333.
And here we go.
Get ready, get set for the best movie and pop culture talk in the universe. It's the Good Brothers on Mercado Airwaves with your hosts, Alex Mercado and Mike Mercado.
Waka waka, good brothers out there. We are here today to talk about puppets doing inappropriate things and so much more. To my good brother puppet over there, Mike, how you doing? My puppet.
I'm doing very
Say
good.
hi. Say hi.
Hi.
You said very good.
Yeah.
Say it. Say I'm doing very good.
I'm doing very good.
See, boom, got my own puppet over there,
Yes,
people.
there it is. Yeah, very, very nice sketch.
You like how I started that? You
Yes.
like I got something. If anyone doesn't notice by now, I try to do a themed opening, and this was a little tougher because we have a couple. This again, one of those we don't have any review yet until tomorrow we get to see the movie. So next week and then weeks after that we got a few movies. But
So basically, Alice is basking and gasping for straws. And
I was gasping, and guess what?
Yeah,
Waka waka, y'all.
Yes. So thank you everybody for joining us on the Good Brothers. We have a few things we need to get to on today's episode. Of course, if you missed any one of our past episodes, any one of our past reviews,
you're dumb,
interviews, yes, I don't know what you guys
You're a
are doing in your life,
terrible person.
but please follow us everywhere. You can get us where you get your favorite podcast at Mercado Airwaves. He's on Twitter at Mercado21Alex. I'm at mmercado2333. We're on Instagram, Alex. You're at Mercado2121. I'm at Mike Mercado2333. You can like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/Mike Mercado2333, or just look us up, Mercado Airwaves. And of course, like we said, anywhere you get your favorite podcasts at Mercado Airwaves. A huge thank you to our sponsors over at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Thank you, sponsors, for everything you do on the Mercado Airwaves network. Good brother, it was a weekend full of wrestling, so why don't we get right into it?
Wrestling.
Let's go to NXT Takeover Brooklyn Quattro, also known as NXT Takeover Brooklyn 4. On the pre-show, Bianca Belair defeated Deonna Purrazzo, who's part of the four women of MMA that are not coming up.
Women.
Yeah, but the MMA version, Bianca Belair won. Pete Dunne, the NXT United Kingdom champion, beat Zach Gibson, and we find out that NXT UK is a thing coming
Yeah,
soon.
they got a women's champion coming up. They have a tournament. I think they have the tag belts coming. So yeah,
We don't have a date of when it will start airing, but it seems like it's a thing, and it's pretty cool to see
a good paycheck for those UK people.
more jobs. So it's always good. Why don't we go to the main card? NXT Takeover never disappoints, and we opened up with the tag team championship match. The Undisputed Era, Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong defeated Mustache Mountain of Tyler Bate and Trent Seven. What'd you think of the match?
I mean, I think my opinion for the whole NXT is going to kind of be the same. This match was probably the best match of the weekend, honestly, was the tag match. It was great. I think the show kind of goes downhill from here. Not necessarily in a bad way. It's like, hey, I scored 102 to start, and my next grade was a 99. Like, we're not talking about like A to C. I think that's the best match of the weekend. And it kind of sucks that it's the first match of the weekend because then now you're living up to like, wow, that was amazing. And obviously main roster you count separately because it's a different kind of feeling. They had their ups. But the rest of the night didn't catch up for me.
Very interesting.
Maybe the women's match then. I like the women's match.
Well,
so for me, it's weird. Like, of all the matches I thought I would have liked, these two were at the bottom. Because we seen these two fight and we saw the women fight. Those are my two favorite matches of the pay-per-view, honestly, were those two. This one being the best one. I thought it was great. It was smart to retain. I liked the run-in at the end because it was perfect. Like, it was almost like, oh, you guys, had
War
pretty
Raiders
easy
did show
booking.
up.
And guess what? They're like, yeah, so we just did that. Like, you know how we usually overthink these things? No, we're NXT. We're not. Like, they win, amazing match. Oh, run-in. Okay, we're good.
And the run-in was by the War Raiders, so we will see how that plays out. Yeah, I thought it was a good match. And
I like the War Raiders. You like the War Raiders?
Yeah, I like them too. They were really good.
They're cool. They're big dudes, and they're called the War Raiders.
Yeah, well, a.k.a. War Machine, so good stuff on their end. Probably the most disappointing match of the weekend.
Yeah.
Velveteen Dream defeated EC3.
I think
I didn't enjoy it.
Who said it best? I think X-Pac said it best. I was listening to him. He's like, problem is, it's not EC3, it's not Velveteen Dream. EC3 is a character that feels he belongs on a SmackDown Raw already. I think he could have skipped the NXT. He's not an indie guy. He needs the way his heel is, he needs a broader audience. I think.
Yeah.
I think he fits more as like a Raw or a SmackDown. Then I don't think he'll get over in NXT. I don't think that's a crowd for him. And Velveteen, yeah, I'm glad he got a big win because he always needs a big win.
He needed a big win, yeah.
But obviously for us, we're like, well, that's his worst match.
Yeah. And
it's not either of their fault. It's just, it's not the right mix.
There was nothing there.
The setup wasn't there. Yeah. It like you said, like you hope that those two guys can make it work, but the crowd was definitely like, eh.
Ricochet defeated Adam Cole for the NXT North American Championship. My match of the weekend.
Really?
Yeah, I really love this match. The crowd is always hot for Adam Cole.
I think Adam Cole's the MVP of the weekend.
Ricochet's one of the best baby faces in the company. Adam Cole's one of the best pure workers when it comes to character and the psychology he brings to a match. It's my favorite match of the weekend.
Here's my problem with the match is I still think Ricochet's in the problem of I don't want to see transition moves.
Sure.
I think someone that does it amazingly is Seth Rollins. And again, it's something the way he dives, the way he does things. Seth Rollins does everything with a purpose.
Yeah.
It looks real. Like, he doesn't set up his slides. Like, he'll run across the ring and do it. I like it.
But you're saying Seth Rollins is. Tyler Black had a lot of Ricochet in him.
Oh, I'm sure. That's what I'm saying. Like, he'll get better. I'm still saying that's why it wasn't my best match of the weekend.
Sure.
I think Ricochet's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I hope they don't waste him because, he's still in that area where they could mess him up.
Mm-hmm.
We can't swear on this, can we?
You can do whatever you want. It's our podcast.
I do what I want. I do own this podcast.
Yeah, so.
I think Adam Cole was the MVP of the weekend. I think he was like, that guy's a star. He's a star.
Yeah,
I don't care what he does.
Yeah.
He's the guy. Like, put that title on him. You know what the problem with Adam Cole is? Ciampa's there right now.
Yeah.
That's Adam Cole.
We'll get to
that's
that.
my biggest problem.
Yeah.
Is that Ciampa's there? You're like, oh, darn. Like,
we'll get to
sorry.
that in just a little bit.
Yeah.
Kairi Sane defeated Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's Championship. Actually, the most surprising match of the weekend. It actually was awesome. And not to say that it wasn't going to be awesome, but
we've seen this before.
But for some reason, it really captivated me. Like, it really caught me.
It was intense. Like, the setup was intense. Like, all the elbows. I love Kairi Sane being smart enough to jump off the rope.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember the spot where she's about to drop the elbow. Homegirl rolls out and then she jumps on her.
Yeah, you're still on the outside.
And I think it's funny. They're like, the best example I heard from, another on the internet was, it's like if you had a loaded gun and then someone turned like a quarter inch and you just didn't point at them. Like, what did you just point the gun at them and do something?
Move it, yeah. Right, and like, and again, this just goes to the fact that the booking in NXT is very smart because it's so much tighter and compact.
I don't think it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, both girls are stars, but the booking is what really got this match over.
And getting the match over, the booking, the concept, everything.
Didn't see that win. I did not see that happening.
Yeah. But we did see a lot of all that implemented into Tommaso Ciampa beating Johnny Gargano in the last man standing match for the NXT Championship, defending his title. Story was phenomenal. Match was phenomenal. I think it's a work about the kneecap. Obviously, we don't know. I mean, we'll find out over the next few days. Could be real, could be fake. I'm not going to question it. I'm just going to enjoy the ride for what it is. My main thing is what you just said. Adam Cole in any era, any time, any other NXT is the main guy. Tommaso Ciampa, it's his world that we're living in right now in this NXT universe.
Here's my problem, why I'm like really mad about it, is one, it was the worst of all their matches, which is, again, it's a 99 and the other ones were all E pluses and you scored an A on this one. You'll live. My opinion doesn't really matter. I'm just the mark, honestly. But it was my least favorite of their matches. And I'm going to give them the caveat of Alex Black threw him off a little bit because now you really... Because a triple threat is so much different. Like, it sounds different. Like, now that we had to get this part. And the problem is like, Gargano couldn't have gone over. You're not going to throw a
couldn't do it yet.
But he had to. This was... I feel like if they were saving one more singles match...
4 was meant
and that
to be
was
over.
his going over,
Yeah.
and now we have to accept the fact that... So then I thought creative got a little weird at the end. They're like, how do we let Ciampa win, but Gargano really should have? Like, sort of. I'm like, there was no way to do it. You were in a last man standing.
Yeah.
There was no way you were going to get it. You know what you should have done? You should have done a cage match.
Wait, we know it's going to end.
You should have done a cage.
It'll end in Hell in a Cell.
You got to keep him in the ring. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be the first ever NXT Hell in a Cell.
I think so.
It'll probably be WrestleMania weekend, parting health.
Or maybe Aleister Black because they face Gargano's heel.
Maybe.
Do we
because
get a heel
here's the
tag
thing.
team eventually? These two guys, like the Ciampa breaks him and now Gargano's heel too?
I don't know. That's looking really far because this idea of we know we're going to have NXT TakeOver Survivor Series, which is going to be War Games. We know NXT TakeOver Royal Rumble, and we know NXT TakeOver WrestleMania. So we know what the next 3 NXT TakeOvers are going to be. There may be one mixed in there every once in a while.
It's smart because the thing with like War Games is you can be smart. You can be like, yeah, we're not going to defend the NXT title. What if we're going to put them in teams or something? So you could do that, and I'm going to be there and be like, I accept it. Yeah. Like Survivor Series, maybe there were years the title didn't get defended, but I was okay with it because the story wise, you're like, I'd rather see this. I can deal with. Yeah, we don't have to see it. Maybe we do Team Aleister, Team Gargano, Team Ciampa.
Yeah.
I would like to see that more than a title match to see Ciampa win. I think that'd be fun.
And you have the North American title.
Take tag teams.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm going to use this guy. I'm going to use this guy.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to use the what's their group called? Adam Cole.
The Undisputed Era.
Undisputed. I'm going to use Undisputed. Well, I'm going to use the Primetime Player Juniors.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to use the Warrior. Like, you can make it creative where you're like, we can get away because that's an hour match. So you only have to do like the North American title,
the women's title.
Again, you can really get creative, like Survivor Series did over years. Of like, we don't need to defend the title here. Let's put all the titles in one thing, and that's it. So we'll see.
I enjoyed it. It
was good.
Yeah.
It was definitely a second tier takeover. I don't think it was probably the worst of the Brooklyns.
Yeah, it was the worst of the Brooklyns. Yeah. But I think the Brooklyns are up there with any takeovers.
Yeah. So, I think it's either the bottom of a first tier or the top of a second tier. I think it's the top of a second tier. I think this card is more, at the end of it, it wasn't the 5-star. I think it's a second tier NXT. There's not that many.
The problem with Brooklyn right now is that it's had 4. So Chicago's had 2 and it hit on both. You have the one that you had in Dallas.
Yeah.
You had the one in New Orleans. You've had the one in Orlando. So, like, a lot of these places have only had the one because of WrestleMania. But it's only been Chicago and New York who've had
multiple.
And
I think it's because, again, it's 4. I think 3 is where it gets it. Because now you're in part 4, so you're like, that's a lot. Like, that's a lot more compared to you. You're just going to get to a point of, like, Godfather 1 was so good. Oh, my God, Godfather 2 was so good. And we got Godfather 3.
Well, we will see Chicago 3.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, the numbers are so great. Like, yeah, you're still hitting 4 for 4. But the problem is 3 of those were home runs and 1 was a double.
So why don't we score it out of 10? What do you give it?
7.5, 8?
Wow.
8? I'll give it an 8.
I'm going to give it a 9.
Again, the more NXT takeovers we get, the more we got to start being go back and be like, you know what? That one doesn't stand up as well anymore.
Sure, but
that one does. Like, that War Games, great. Sami Zayn this, great. You know what? That one will finish Shinsuke for the 3rd time. I didn't love it. Or Samoa Joe in this. I didn't love it.
But in the moment, I had to rewatch it because shout out to our grandfather Angel who celebrated his birthday. That Saturday. I was watching at the restaurant and I got most of it and it was fun. And then I got to see the main event at the house. But when I was at the studio in Chicago, I was I had done a transition for a show and I had a few hours to be able to watch TakeOver again. The emotion at the time, this is really good. Like, this is a really good takeover. It helps
that the first match, again, was probably the match of the weekend. And maybe a contender for match of the year.
And I was
if you start the weekend like that, after seeing that first match, I was hyped. And then Dream kind of killed it.
And when I watched it, it was the Sunday morning leading into SummerSlam, so you're feeling kind of energized to watch wrestling, even though it's going to be 7 hours. But, I give it a 9 out of 10, an awesome NXT TakeOver. Again, if you haven't gotten a chance to go back and watch it, it's 2.5 hours of some good stuff. So go ahead and check it out.
I mean, minimum watch the first match at least.
But we moved on because Sunday it continued, in an early weird time, SummerSlam.
I don't know why you're so weird. That's the same time as WrestleMania. It's the same exact thing.
I felt
2-hour pre-show, 4-hour show.
I felt like for some reason I was just thrown off when you told me the start time and 5 o'clock was the actual show. So we'll get right into it. Pre-show, Andrade Cien Almas and Selena Vega defeated Rusev and Lana.
Ugh. Do we have to talk about the pre-show? Nothing happened on the
Cedric
pre-show.
Alexander defeated Drew Gulak in a really good match.
It was good.
Yeah. And the B Team defeated the Revival for the Raw Tag Team Championships.
B-Team, go away.
Yeah, so let's go into the main card. Seth Rollins, with the returning Swole Dean Ambrose, defeated Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre for the Intercontinental Champion, where we also determined that it is super cool if you're Scottish and you come out to rock music. It is some of the coolest
I'm just
thing
saying
ever.
that it's a ripped ring right now.
So.
At that moment, it was very chiseled. The match was fine. I thought out of all Dolph and Seth's matches, it was the worst one.
I thought it was their best one.
I thought it was the worst one because I think the problem was a little too much with Ambrose and McIntyre in the beginning. It was a little slow. I think a lot of these matches suffer from being either too slow in the beginning or going too long.
I thought this was an awesome way to start the show.
Fine.
I thought that top rope move with the front using his neck was amazing. That he does the reverse.
It was good, man.
That was a great way to
I
start
like
the
the
show.
DDT outside. I like a lot of parts about it, and I like all 4 guys. It wasn't I think WrestleMania opener was better with Finn Balor, The Miz, and Seth Rollins.
I don't think so. I think this was better.
I don't know.
Yeah,
But,
no, I mean,
okay,
I think this was better.
Well, agreed that I'm right.
Yeah.
So
The New Day, Big E and Xavier with Kofi defeated the Bludgeon Brothers by disqualification, but then on SmackDown, they won the title
Roman
because
got hurt,
Rollins
so they had to
hurt.
drop the titles the next night.
So
that's
the New Day and Big E are
New Day's solid.
Yeah.
They sold it. I mean,
Platinum champions.
I mean, SmackDown was probably the winners of the week in 2 hours, non-stop storytelling. You're like, wow, that's good. That's some good wrestling.
And in a squash match, Braun Strowman defeated Kevin Owens, retaining his Money in the Bank briefcase. So stupid.
You're stupid.
Charlotte Flair defeated Carmella and Becky Lynch in probably the coolest story of the night.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch turning on Charlotte, whether it's heel or face, we will see depending on the crowd.
It was the Shinsuke of WrestleMania, even better, because we were like, because obviously I think we wanted Shinsuke to win and turn heel somehow, but he lost. But I think this was more fun because it's like, it's like, guys, sometimes the lobbers are the best ones. Sometimes you just got to hit that home run. Doesn't matter if it's on a tee or not. It was placed right there. You turn her, you get a backwards reaction, which is
that's
fun.
what I'm saying. I don't know if it's a turn. We'll find out in a few
I don't
weeks.
think it's a turn. I think the way they're kind of playing it now is like Becky's just sick of Charlotte getting whatever she wants, and Charlotte's gonna kind of start playing. I'm a Flair. I'm better than you.
Yeah.
So neither of them are gonna be face
So we'll
or
find
heel.
out.
I mean, obviously Charlotte's gonna be heel.
Maybe. Or they really will go with their...
But Daniel Bryan cut promos like that against, but it's who you're doing it against. Because you can cut a certain promo against one guy and be a heel and one guy and be a face. So it's interesting. I think if they're smart, they're more a face, but it's WWE, so...
I think WWE is going to try to make Becky a heel and try to keep Charlotte the face, but I think the reactions might force their hand, so we'll see
It's like
how
Randy
that plays
Orton,
out.
Daniel Bryan or something. We're
Maybe.
Like,
Samoa Joe defeated AJ Styles by disqualification, and then has a really cool a sneak behind attack on SmackDown, probably leading to a Hell in a Cell match at Hell in a Cell. But this was actually a really good match for having a disqualification. I thought it was a great match.
Here's my problem. It started too slow. Mike, you say something about my mama, I'm going to lay hands on you. I'm not going to grapple you to start. You can't. It's just inconsistent in storytelling.
But
you're like, dude,
but the
you just
story's
said
also telling.
I want to bang your wife. I get they kind of went with the whole AJ broke at the end, but still, like,
But like this idea, they wrestled each other a bunch of times. They know each other. They understand that that's the whole point. The whole point wasn't if you're knowing the characters of Samoa Joe. It's this idea that he's just trying to badger AJ so AJ makes a mistake while they're grappling to that.
Okay. If you say it like that, I get it. I just felt at the time, I'm like, dude, he just talked a lot of shit about you. Like, start the match swinging, pull some Austin, and just like I love the Austin Rock stuff where as soon as something happened, Deborah, boom, he stunned him right away. Like, it was great.
Does Samoa Joe win the title in this feud?
I think Hell in the Cell he wins.
I think he actually wins the title in this feud.
I think so too. I think this is the best. If you don't let him win it now, guys,
He'll never.
I don't know who. It's Randy Orton then, because you just want Randy Orton to have it.
The Miz with Maurice defeated Daniel Bryan in what some people are saying is the best match. To me, it's at least top 4 match of the weekend. It was actually a great match. I think it was a great match. It was a great ending.
Good. It had a lot of good matches. Yeah. I don't think anything really towered over anything else match quality wise. But I thought it was a lot of good storytelling, way better than WrestleMania. The matches were better. I think, it's still just too long. Let's just save us the energy at the end, Mike, and say our biggest complaint is too long.
It's too long.
It's way too long. It's an hour too long. Cut the pre-show an hour. Cut the regular show an hour. Give me 1 hour pre-show, 3 hours pay-per-view, and we are good to go.
Well, in a squash match that was pretty short, the Demon is back. Finn Balor defeated Baron Corbin.
Which makes sense for Monday Night Raw because they're like, let's give him a big fast win. WWE Championship. Raw again.
But why is the match against Baron Corbin enough to bring the Demon, but not a title match?
Because WWE wants to make us think Baron Corbin. So now, the next day, Baron Corbin's the main heel on Raw now because he's the main manager. Yeah. And Finn Balor, now you have the right to say, hey, dude, you whooped his ass last night. You're going to get your rematch tonight, and we're going to give these people a really good main event. And yes, and then we're safe because, he wasn't a demon, though, so he could take a clean pin, and then we get the Shield.
Very clean.
It was actually really good.
We'll get into that.
It was a really good 40 minutes.
Just a little bit. Shinsuke Nakamura defeated Jeff Hardy. Pretty clean win. Shinsuke is United States champion.
That match
still
was just kind of thrown out there to be listen, people, we need a...
But it was good. 11 minutes. It was a good match. It was a fine match. Ronda Rousey with the tally defeated Alexa Bliss by submission.
Ronda's great.
It's her title. It's her era.
It's her time,
it's for anybody hating on her. She would do that in real life. Why wouldn't she do that in a
you know what? I don't get it. I don't see
people are stupid.
But I don't see... What's funny is I try my best to look at this stuff. I have not seen a lot of.
I've seen a bunch of it. It's so dumb.
I guess I'm looking at the wrong. I'm looking at the wrong half. I guess I'm at the right half because I'm not seeing a lot of it.
Roman Reigns defeated Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship after Braun Strowman comes out and says he's going to cash in after the winner, and a bunch of stuff happens. Brock Lesnar lays waste with everybody. Roman wins. Probably the only way you could get this match over was this way.
Vince McMahon, I'm going to say something now. You are the smartest man in the world. You are so much smarter than me. And it's not even fun. Maybe not me and Mike, but more than most marks. And you prove this weekend by saying, oh, you're going to hijack my main event? Braun Strowman's out there. He's going to cash in.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Nope. Fast match. And then we're like, oh, wait. This is actually two good wrestlers. This match isn't that bad. There's a couple hard-hitting moves. Simplex. I like it. Superman punches. Balance. We're good. Oh, now you're going to have him attack Braun, throw his briefcase? Wait, is he still going to have time to cash in? Oh my God, a quick spear. 1, 2, 3. Really quick pin, and the shoulder almost came up. Mm-hmm. Wow. Oh, and the suitcase is over there, though. And he's like, I'm going to go up there real fast.
Yep.
He's like, and thank you for coming. We'll see you next week. Storytellers next. Bye.
It's pretty crazy.
And I was like, he pulled it off. He's like, damn. He's like, it was like an Ocean's 11 when you think they get caught. And then you're like, nope, they knew this was going to happen. Vince is probably just sitting there like, another job well done. And he just walks into his limo, his helicopter limo, with a yacht on it.
And it's all set.
And, well, he didn't have to go anywhere since it was all there for 5 days. So.
And the next day
crazy how good it was. Man, he's smart. Damn it, Vince, you got me. Because I really thought, I was so into it, and I'm like, oh, wait, we're not getting a cash in. And then the next night, okay, we're getting it tonight. And what happens?
And then the next night, the Shield comes back. And a lot of people are thinking it's because they want Roman Reigns to be a face. It's actually, I think, the opposite.
What's the reason, Mike? Come on. There's one reason why all this thing is happening.
I think this is happening because they're going to try to get the briefcase off of Braun Strowman.
No. This is, why it's happening? For worse reason. Dude, if you look on I don't know, you don't really go on the Instagram and Twitters as much as I do. Dude, they're going to Australia. It's on the network. You know what they announced the very next day? They're like, oh, yeah, we're going to put John Cena, Bobby Lashley, this and this. They started making random dream matches. And guess the next thing they said? The Shield will be in action.
Oh, yeah. So
come on, dude. It's just to get to Australia.
Okay, that may be the big reason. But I think storyline reason it's they're going to use him to keep Braun off of Roman.
I think they're going to keep him honest. The way to do it is be like, listen, you said you wanted a straight match. You need to do a straight match then. Like, we won't get involved if it's a clean match. You came in at the end of a match and kicked him when he was down, and we're not going to let that happen. So and that's a good story. Be like, the only way anyone gets a clean cash in.
That's why they won't do it.
Maybe the only way we get Roman, if they want Roman face, the only way you get a clean cash in, and then we don't interfere, is if you do it face to face like a man and ask for an advance, and then we won't interfere, and then you may be able to get something. Again, the way I don't know what they're doing. But guess what? I want to watch. The Shield's back, dude. And they triple powerbombed Braun Strowman. And he did a great job fighting back for a little. And then.
When does Brock get his title rematch?
Brock Hell in a Cell. They announced it.
Hell in a Cell will
be.
They
just said Hell in a Cell.
Okay,
Paul Heyman did.
Okay.
Oh, you didn't watch. I figured you don't watch all the way.
No.
I didn't have work, so I watched it all the way. When on the background, yeah, he says like, "Oh yeah, my client doesn't want a rematch tonight." Like I'm thinking Hell in the Cell.
But then I don't think they made that official though. Is that an official thing?
I believe so, but again, I think they're still kind of like, let's just get through Brooklyn. Because Kurt Angle didn't say anything was official. Kurt's like, you'll get your rematch when I say you get a rematch. Yeah. But Corbin's manager now. So we'll I think that was a hint of like, okay, we're going to do it Hell in the Cell. Obviously, The Shield and Braun Strowman are all going to get involved. You know, something dumb like that. I think that's when... Because Roman, he doesn't need to hold the title for long. I think getting it off Brock was the mission. And I'm okay with it. I'm fine with Braun cashing in at Hell in the Cell somehow. I would still like a little Shield reaction. I love how they always play, the bell didn't ring, the bell. Like, WWE keeps pushing the border of, like, what they used to, like, okay, if the briefcase is in hand, it counts. Yeah. Okay, if this happens. Now it's like, okay, no, if the person's on their feet, it counts. Yeah, okay, now it has to be on their feet, in hand. They're going to announce it. They're going to ring the bell 2.5 times, do 3 circles, and then it's an official match once Vince stamps it. Yeah. If that doesn't happen, it's not official, guys. Duh.
Alex, SummerSlam was great. It was too long.
It was really good, too long.
But I really enjoyed it. Final grade.
What did I give NXT 7.5?
Yeah.
This one 7?
Yeah, I give this a 7.
But again, it's a different scale. Soccer, football, like it's. I know it's the same sport, but it's different. It's. I guess college football and NFL would be more likely somehow, but you don't judge them off the same. It's like The Godfather and Star Wars might both be 9 out of 10s, but that doesn't mean they're equal, sort of thing. So. Well,
those were our thoughts of NXT Takeover Brooklyn 4 and SummerSlam. If you miss our predictions of these great matches and our great predictions where I got everything right, Alex got everything wrong, go to the archives anywhere you get your favorite podcast at Mercado Airwaves. You can follow him on Twitter at Mercado21 Alex. I'm at Mercado2333. I'm on Instagram at MikeMercado2333. He's at Mercado2121. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. And check us out at Patreon, patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves.
If you would like to support Mercado Airwaves, visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Find us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. Keep up to date with the show on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. You can follow Alex on Twitter at Mercado21Alex. Follow Mike on Twitter at MMercado2333 and on Instagram, MikeMercado2333.
What's up, friends? Mike here from Mercado Airwaves. If you missed any one of our past interviews with amazing guests like future Hall of Famer and pound for pound best fighter in the world, UFC flyweight champion Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson,
another day at the operator to go out there and test my skill.
To award-winning producer, director, and actor Orlando Jones. Orlando, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, sir. I'm good, brother. How you doing?
And all the other interesting guests we've had on. Joining us today is director and writer David Ferrier.
Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate you having me on the show.
MMA legend Chael Sonnen joins us today.
Keep listening to your show. This is great. Thanks, my friend.
Just subscribe to us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. And while you're there, please like, review, and rate us, friends. It helps so much. We also have a Patreon for anyone who would like to support the show. Just visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves and see how you can get all of our interviews ad-free and before anyone else, and how you can get your business or company spotlighted on the show. Follow us on Twitter at MMercado2333. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. And if you would like to see what we're up to behind the scenes, follow us on Instagram, MikeMercado2333. Thanks for listening and all the support. Alex, let's head to the movie theaters. This weekend it's Happy Time Murders. And I got to be honest with you, good brother, I'm very excited to see Muppets having sex, doing drugs, and killing each other, but not getting a lot of love from the critics.
But the problem, see, you got to read into the critics. The score is low.
Yeah.
But that's because it's a crude movie. Guess what other scores were low? South Park was low. A lot of these crude movies are low-scoring movies because it's not everyone's cup of tea. But I think, our boy Campion says it best. He's like, listen, it's puppets. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's got funny moments. It's heartwarming. It's mostly it's fun. It's better than the Sausage Party. It actually has a story to it. So I'm like, obviously people are going to go into it being like, this is crude. It's disgusting. Well, yeah, but what do you think the movie was going to be?
Right.
It's a bunch of puppets at a strip club. You know what? It's getting the bad reviews for the right reason that I want it to. So I'm okay with it.
Very interesting take. I think that's an interesting way of putting it.
I want to hear that it's that prerogative and disgusting. I want that. I don't love, Seth Rogen's humor sometimes when it came to Sausage Party. Mm-hmm. But I still like the movie enough where I'm I'm glad I watched it. It's funny.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Also coming out this weekend and topping the box office, Crazy Rich Asians, which is also in talks of getting its sequel. Just pretty interesting that I wanted to get into it. Was kind of taking storm. I mean, obviously, you know, some people writing the coattails of, you know, what's the hashtag that they use now? Representation matters. So you have a lot of people who are jumping into that to try to get followers and stuff. But coming from Hispanic men, it's actually kind of true. Like to see an Asian movie, a movie with, you know, minorities that isn't Jackie Chan or about running drugs is pretty cool. So, good brother, any thoughts?
I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's not my type of movie. I didn't see, like, it's cool that you see, like, this movie this year. What was the one last year with the Indian man?
Big Sick.
Big Sick. Like, now we're getting this once a year where we're getting a culture thing, and it's like, yeah, I do want more culture in my movies. Thank you.
So
you know, it's been a big 2 years.
So I'm going to tell you right now, I mean, it's not your cup of tea,
When do
but
brown people get a little love? I'm just saying, Sicario. Why would we give me
Yeah.
cartel people? Can we get a nice movie?
sorry, we still have an Italian.
We
being
haven't
the
had a
most
nice
Hispanic.
movie since Salinas.
But here's the thing, Alex. How much love is it going to get into the Academies?
None.
I think it's going to get a lot.
I don't think it gets any.
Okay.
I think it's maybe popular film category.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
shots,
no, how about this?
shots.
It'll get popular film before it gets anything else.
It'll get best adaptive screenplay.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Then you can put that one in the book of bets.
That's a tough one. I don't think it does.
I think it's easy. It's based off a book, and it
I
has
think
the
that
most.
spot's going to Black Klansman or something. I don't think that's going.
That's
to
not adaptive screenplay. That's not off of.
I guess that's true. That's just regular writing, right?
I mean, unless they say it's based off of the book.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know where that falls, but I don't see it happening.
I see
because
it.
those categories are still at 5, and those 5 are extremely tough.
I think that
like
was
there's
easy.
been years where like some big names didn't get in. I'm gonna guess no. I wouldn't be surprised. Yes, I think you're gonna guess yes. Wouldn't be surprised. No, I don't think either of us have a sure answer. But
We'll see. So
we'll see. I'm guessing. I don't think so. I don't think it does.
So, and finally, Danny Boyle out of director of the new James Bond movie.
Don't care.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting how we can go and be crazy little nerds about everything, but like James Bond, we have no.
You know why? Because we have Mission Impossible. I've had 3 great movies in a row. I'm good on spies, guys. Guess what, James Bond?
So
you waited too long, Daniel Craig. I'm over you.
I disagree with that. Skyfall.
That was a long time ago, dude. These are long times ago. Look at like Mission Impossible. We're cranking out movies the last like 10 years. We've gotten like 4, and they've been the 4 best ones.
No, do I agree that it
Come
takes
on.
too long to produce?
And
Double
you're
Seven
only
movies,
making out of your 4, you only made 2 good ones? Like, come on, dude. I'm over it. Everyone else is doing it better. John Wick does it better right now. Mission Impossible does it way better right now. I'm over it. Equalizer was fine. I don't get where these people get off thinking like, oh, well, we're James Bond. I'm like, yeah, but we're not 30 years ago. This isn't what we live in the franchise era. Your franchise isn't that good, honestly, compared to this. Like, shit, numbers-wise, Hunger Games probably was a better franchise than the James Bond recent one because 2 of your movies were terrible and 2 were fantastic. It wasn't like 2 were good, 2 were fantastic. 2 were terrible. And your most recent one was the worst one. That's the bigger problem, too. Is I can look forward to this, but you're the worst movie you've made. And this is James Bond we're talking about. This is one of the worst James Bond movies, and we've seen some pretty bad 90-80 version too. So we saw Pierce Brosnan with some real bad CGI and Halle Berry, and that's still better than the last one. Come on, like I'm over you, James Bond. I'm over you, Daniel Craig. Give me a new director. Give me a new series. Give me Idris Elba and Christopher Nolan, and I'm good. And that's all I want. Can I ask for any more? Rant over.
Yeah,
007 is so overrated. The game was good. That's it. That's why it's known for is the game.
And if you want to see more or hear more rants, you can follow us everywhere on social media. He's on Twitter at Mercado21Alex. I'm at mmercado2333. And you can like us on Facebook at Mercado Airways, where you can be part of the conversation, including asking what was your favorite movies of the summer. We had a few answers. This one comes from Matt. Black Panther and The Equalizer 2.
That's not a summer movie, Matt.
I also just saw the reboot of Jumanji, and wow, was it good? Alex, what did you saw Jumanji?
Okay.
You liked it, right?
I had Jumanji, the original one's still way better, but
Yeah, but this was a pretty good movie.
It was fine.
And it does the lore pretty good on its own. This one comes from your mother, Avengers. So that one, even though not a
tell her
summer,
she's almost right.
and this one comes from Fred Paul, who's on the another podcast that you could check out, Death by Film. Check it out. Black Klansman has been the best movie this year so far.
I agree.
And I actually agree with that as well. Black Klansman is the best movie this year.
My favorite movie of the year.
Alex, we were
Love
able,
Simon was really good too, though.
we were able to do this a few weeks back, and you check it out our archives anywhere you get your favorite podcast at Mercado Airwaves. We did a retrospective of The Dark Knight and its anniversary of 10 years. This year, a 20-year anniversary on this week's episode, Blade.
I
Comes
saw this
out.
on Twitter, yeah.
So why don't we get into a little bit about Wesley Snipes' Blade that came out
The
20 years
original Blade
ago.
we're talking?
This is the original 20 years of this week. Blade came out, and the forgotten superhero movie of the era. And arguably, Blade 2, one of the greatest superhero sequels and movies to ever come out. Again, another underrated, directed by the great Guillermo del Toro of Blade 2. But Blade 1, really cool action, pretty cool story. Took the superhero genre to a totally different level, and it does not get the love that it really deserves.
I'll be honest, hard opinion here. I don't love the first Blade. I think Blade 2 is amazing. It's my favorite Blade movie. It's one of my favorite superhero movies. I think it's because Del Toro really brings it out a little more. I like Blade Trinity a little better because guess what? It hit me at the age it was supposed to. Punk rock, Ryan Reynolds, Jessica Biel, Triple H, like, yeah. The guy from Prison Break, yeah. Of course I like that. You put all the shiny things I like in front of me. Like, did you not expect me not to love that movie of a team up? Yeah, I loved it. And the original Blade is just, it doesn't age well for me. This is my opinion. I think Wesley Snipes doesn't really find his character until part 2. And I think, you know what it is? Part 2 is just so good. Part 2 is just so good. It makes part 1 look like so much shit.
Well, here's why I think you're wrong and I love it. It came out in 1998, which stuck with me because I got to watch it when I was 9 years old, probably maybe 10 when it came out on VHS and it started hitting the TV rounds.
Yeah.
And scenes like the mother getting attacked by the burnt vampire and the scene of him sucking the blood like in every movie, but sucking the blood together.
How does the movie end again?
He attacks Stephen Frost. Right? He kills Frost because he's attacking his mom. Kid. Spoiler alerts for a 20-year-old movie. So the gist of the movie is that they're trying to bring back this ancient spirit to take over. Stephen Dorff, who plays Deacon Frost. So we're gonna call him Frost throughout this movie. Frost is trying to bring back the spirit. And Wesley Snipes is obviously the hunter, and he's trying to infiltrate the vampires. And the vampires are essentially living by making these dance clubs, and you see this throughout the whole trilogy.
Yeah.
But the end of the movie basically is a fist fight between Wesley Snipes and the demon that Stephen Dorff becomes throughout the movie. But what's really kind of cool is, at that point, the only superhero movies we've ever had were Batman, Superman, and anything on television.
I feel like that's like not that bad. Like, the only movies we have are Batman and Superman. Like, pretty much still considered one of the best franchises ever, the Batman franchise. Then maybe probably one of the best superhero movies ever, the Superman.
But then in 1998, Wesley Snipes comes out with a cool haircut, swords, calling people motherfucker. And killing vampires.
The rated R. Remember, he's the rated R superstar. He brings it to the gritty, realistic comic book era of movies. Because then this is when you get, because even if you go back and watch Batman, there's some dark scenes, but a lot of it is pretty tame. This kind of sets up your X-Men. This sets up more your points of, humans and, because the vampires is very political, too. And I do like that about it. The whole Blade series is very political, and I love it because the hierarchy and the lowarchy and the mixed bloods and non-mixed bloods.
Yeah.
I love it. I do love that part. I do think they do a good job. And that sets up Spider-Man's grittiness. That sets up X-Men, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. So I'll give them that. It does set it up. But again, I still think part 2 does that. And I think part 1 is very forgotten for a reason.
Part 2 is great, though, because
I feel like if you talk to a lot of people, they would say, if they remember a scene from Blade, it's from part 2, probably.
Sure, but I think people like Blade 1. I think people
I like it. It's fine.
But, again, you were 6 years old when this movie came out. This is years
but I didn't.
age now.
To be fair, I didn't see any of them. I saw the first 2 back-to-back, kind of, DVDs. And then part 3 came out when we were young, so we were able to see that in theater. So I saw them back-to-back, and maybe that's a problem because, one doesn't age well when the other one's right in front of you. So, it's weird. I don't know. I don't know why it doesn't stick to me. But I'm not a big Blade 1 fan. I don't think it does anything special. That
See, to
I
me-
think Blade 2 is when it really just makes that leap. And that obviously you don't get 1 without 2, but 2 is just so much beyond it.
And here's the thing. Blade 2 comes out in 2002, almost 4 years later.
Yeah.
So it's a bigger difference. I was 12 years old when that movie came out. And to me, and you know what's funny is in the tomato reading, it's only Blade gets a 52 on the tomato rating and gets a 74 from the audience. Well, Blade 2 only gets a 57 on the rating when it came to the critics. So the critics didn't love it much more.
Yeah.
I think Blade 1, what's different between Blade 1 and Blade 2, it's kind of like the Dark Knight and to Batman Begins.
Ugh.
Blade 1 is a dark, scary vampire monster movie. Blade 2 is a Guillermo del Toro mythical monster creature movie that involves Blade, and it just works, and it's up his alley. It's a precursor to everything we see now of the Pan's Labyrinth that we saw in
part
Shape of
2.
Water.
I feel like here's the problem. With a normal 1 and 2, Spider-Man 1 to 2, Batman 1 to 2, X-Men 1 to 2, there's growth in the story. The character moves. I feel like with Blade, they kind of got to part 2 and they're like, well, we're going to use Blade, but we're really not going to talk about too much from the first movie. We're kind of just moving on. And Del Toro, like, Blade 2 is almost Blade 1.
It was 4 years later in a different director.
I get it. That's what I'm saying. So, like, that's why to me it's like, I don't have love for Blade 1 because it's like Blade 2 came along. It's not like it continued the story. It was more like, yeah, story we told in the back, we're going to tell a little bit more of it, but we had a better director.
But that's the Blade series, because Blade 3 was all about a whole different animal. It was just about...
But they carried at least a story with, like, my daughter and the vampires, and, you know, they carried it a little bit at least.
Really?
And they put
It
punk
became about
Mike,
Dracula.
they put Cyberpunk in the movie. Like, did you not hear the song?
Yeah.
She only can shoot her arrow with music. Duh.
That's when-
How do you not get that?
That's when you know the series is great. When Jessica Biel is taking
An
care
arrow,
of-
and she
Yes.
only can do it to Daft Punk, and Ryan Reynolds is being snarky about it.
Ah,
Love it. Why didn't we talk about Blade Trinity, Mike?
But here's the thing.
Okay.
Without the Blade series, there probably is no Deadpool. There is no Punisher.
As a series, yes.
There's
I
nothing.
just don't personally love part 1. You seem to like it quite a bit.
I
You
love
are
Blade
wrong.
1. I love Blade 1.
Is it better than 2?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
No, no.
Okay, so you can still stay in the family.
No,
you almost
no,
got fired on
no,
air, Mike.
No. I think Blade 2 is one of the most underrated
So
superheroes.
good.
But Blade
Del
1 is
Toro,
really
come on,
good too.
man.
Blade
we
1's
talk,
underappreciated.
We talk so much smack these days about, oh, Del Toro should get this, the superhero movie this. He had one. And you didn't appreciate it, people, when it was out there. Critics. Now you want him to do Swamp Thing and this. No, he had his chance. He gave you a great movie, and you shit on it.
I agree.
Don't talk to me. He's going to make movies about women fucking fish now.
Now, the
and I'm
CGI in Blade 2 is pretty horrendous, but
That was
this is the movie
2002.
2002. And you can watch it and you can see it like...
Dude, Wolverine's
it is
claws
pretty
look
bad.
like shit
Yeah.
back then. They look like
Right.
shit in 2008 too. So like CGI's weird, man. We live in an era where we got Henry Cavill mustache. That's 2017. How are we gonna get a mustache messed up, dude? Like that's what amazes me. I can watch a whole movie with animals talking and not second guess it, but you can't CGI
Can't get
a
a
mustache
mustache
on or off without me being like, damn it, Mike, why'd you point it out? Now I can't stop looking.
It's the beauty of this industry and the fickleness that it is. Alex, that'll do it for us. A nugget episode of The Good Brothers. Any last thoughts before we get out of here?
Blade 2 is amazing. Blade 1's shitty. Blade Trinity's underrated.
There it is. You guys can check us out everywhere you guys get your favorite podcast at Mercado Airwaves. Follow him on Twitter at Mercado21Alex. I'm at Mercado2333. Follow him at Instagram, Mercado2121. I'm at Mike Mercado2333. You can also follow our other show, Murder Mysteries and More, at Murder Mysteries and More on Instagram. Do us a favor, follow Nicole. She's at Typing When Tipsy on both Instagram and Twitter. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. We're on YouTube, youtube.com/Mike Mercado2333 or Mercado Airwaves. And of course, thank you to our sponsors at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. If you would like to get your ad or your brand brought out to a huge group of audience, visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. We've got a couple reviews coming to you. We have some cool video games and some playthroughs coming to you on the network. And we're going to make Alex do stuff that he doesn't enjoy doing, which is always some fun and great content. For the good brother himself, Alex Mercado, I'm Mike Mercado. We'll see you on the next episode of The Good Brothers here on Mercado Airwaves Network.
If you would like to support Mercado Airwaves, visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Find us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. Keep up to date with the show on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves.
You can follow Alex on Twitter at Mercado21Alex.
Follow Mike on Twitter at mmercado2333 and on Instagram, MikeMercado2333.
Thanks for joining us here on The Good Brothers, here on Mercado Airwaves.
What's up, friends? Mike here from Mercado Airwaves. If you missed any one of our past interviews with amazing guests like future Hall of Famer and pound for pound best fighter in the world, UFC flyweight champion Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson,
It's another day at the office. I get to go out there and test my skill.
to award-winning producer, director, and actor Orlando Jones,
Orlando, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, sir.
I'm good, brother. How you doing?
and all the other interesting guests we've had on. Joining us today is director and writer David Ferrier.
Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate you having me on the show.
MMA legend Chael Sonnen joins us today.
Keep listening to your show. This is great. Thanks, my friend.
Just subscribe to us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. And while you're there, please like, review, and rate us, friends. It helps so much. We also have a Patreon for anyone who would like to support the show. Just visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves and see how you can get all of our interviews ad-free and before anyone else, and how you can get your business or company spotlighted on the show. Follow us on Twitter at mmercado2333. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. And if you would like to see what we're up to behind the scenes, follow us on Instagram, MikeMercado2333. Thanks for listening and all the support.